Myth 3, it's too hard. I don't know if it's just me, thank you, but it seems like life is just ridiculously hectic, more than I remember as a kid. And I've asked my parents and their friends about it, and I said, was it always like this? Is it just now that, I'm an adult and so I realize all these responsibilities and all these things that need to happen? They said, no, it really was a slower pace and we had time to enjoy things. And now it's like Christmas shows up and you think, holy cow, wasn't I just taking down the tree a month ago? And it can be overwhelming. But like I mentioned before, I have a 12-year-old little boy, so I can't skip on Christmas for him. I've got to make it work. And this happened this year to my friend. She was just so overwhelmed with work and family obligations and things that were going on. It's my son's best friend's mom. And she said, oh, Wendy, I am not going to do that this year. I am not going to put myself through that. I'm not going to lug out all the bins, throw up the big, huge tree and try and do all this. It's too much. It's overwhelming. I don't want to. And it makes a mess, she said. So, which is true. It does. It's very messy. In fact, all of you will find that you have little tiny pieces of your wreaths laying all over your desk when you leave. That's why it's great to have a drop cloth, a painter's drop cloth. So when you're decorating, instead of a tree skirt, throw this down on the ground. And when you're fluffing and cutting bows and putting together all these beautiful little glittery textures, it won't make a horrible mess all over your house. You can just take this outside in the side yard where no one will see and dust the place with all the fairy dust that falls off of your drop cloth. It will also save your floors, a lot of wood floors, all the little pieces of icicle glass and things that fall off. It can be a nightmare. So it's a quick tip to kind of make it a little easier. So this family wasn't going to have a Christmas tree, and I just could not bear that because it's my son's best friend. So I asked her husband to pull down the tree, which was pre-lit, thank God in heaven. And I came over with the ribbon that you have in front of you now if you're doing red and gold. And I had some leftover gold pine cones from a different project, these little guys. So it's kind of a fun little texture. And then I had gold balls, and that is it. And I brought a Santa hat, which you will see. Oh, and I had the stars too. I had some stars left over from a project. Happily, it just turned out that her room was painted red and gold. I didn't know that was what she was going to pick for the room. But you'll see, I stuffed the top of the tree with all of the ribbon and a single star, and then just let the ribbon work and cascaded it through the tree, put on a couple of pine cones, and that was it. They collect Disney ornaments. So when she came home, she was so excited that she had a tree that she changed her mind, and she did haul out a bin of Disney ornaments. And the great thing about it is, I'm not going to weigh in on whether or not I love Disney ornaments, but it provided a near neutral background for those. If you keep to just a couple of classic colors, it doesn't really matter what your collections are, they'll all look great. The problem comes when you start to mix different color schemes. That can be troubling, and we'll talk about that in the next little segment. But I thought, just for fun, I'd kind of show you what I'm talking about. You only need a few pieces, and I'm going to do part of the tree, not the whole thing. It will take too much time, because I just want you to see how easy it really is. Even if you don't have a lot of ornaments that you love, or you just can't see them again this year, and you just want a new look, it's very easy to do it with just some floral spray, a couple of balls, and some pretty ribbon, and you're done. So, one thing that you'll notice in a trend for this year is using a lot of volume at the top of the tree. When I snuck into Macy's Union Square, they had done that. I'm just going to bring this down so I can work on it. Okay, and it was really pretty. And then I went to Ron Simi Floral to get some of these sprays. I found the bulk of this at Simi's and also Hobby Lobby, which shocked me. Some of their silver is really pretty. Some of it is garish, so you have to be careful. But it was nice because you can get a lot of great texture. So anyway, when I went to Ron Simi, they had done something very similar and put a lot of sprays and interesting texture at the top, and then just gradually brought it down through the tree. So you can do this. The nice thing about an artificial tree is that you can use the wires to be your friend. The whole thing's in place with ease. You don't have to have, sorry, glitter, 100 million little wires. A lot of times you have to wire things in if you use a natural tree. And it makes it really fast and easy. A lot of times people want to ask about the application of lights and fluffing your tree or wreath. If you're going to use lights, I really would not try to fluff your tree or your wreath first and then do your lights, because it will be destroyed and you'll have to do it over and over and over again. Just fluff as you put the lights on, because you'll see that it works, because as you bring each branch out, you wrap the branch and go back, and then you can make it go exactly where you need it to go. Okay, so let's see. Also, some people are committed to the style of the piece. Like they would never break this up. But I don't like that pine cone because it's not what we're going for. So you just cut it off and use it on a different project. Nothing is absolutely necessary to keep in its original form. It doesn't look at all like the tree that you saw. But how long has this taken? It's taken like 4 minutes. So it's not too hard. It's easy. Look in the paper for the little Sunday ad, and when Michael's or Beverly's or Hobby Lobby has a sale, because they always have those 50% off, whatever. Just wander around, and what I like to do is just find one thing that just makes me happy to look at it. So for me, yesterday at Simi, it was this beautiful little piece. And it's not truly silver or truly gold, which I like because it doesn't have that brash, loud quality or lack thereof.
Too. You can use it with either one.
Exactly. And you can see that too in these pretty little bulbs. They're kind of gold, but they're kind of silver, and you can make it work. So I found this little guy, and so then I just walked around the aisles like this. And people might think you're weird, but it doesn't matter because their house won't look as nice as yours, and that's really all that matters in the long run. And then you just pick out little pieces that you find that work. So for a small amount of momentary embarrassment, you can wind up with a really beautiful scheme. That's Aaron. I don't know if you can see him with my tree. I'll move the tree. Look at that smile. I mean, holy cow. You can't miss that. And kids feel that way when they see their things on the tree. And you don't want to take that away. That is, it's too hard, but not really. That is that section.